Well, Gwaan Beautiful People.
What's up, guys?
Welcome once again to another episode of Cooking with Nino. Now, today I'll be making the classic comfort food, French comfort food. It's called French onion soup. And you guys, you might think a little bit, you're thinking onion. How could you make an onion soup? Well, it's a classic French soup. And I tell you right now, you're just going to enjoy this. So stay tuned as I introduce all my ingredients.
And we have a co-star today, and that's Miss Zuri Rose.
So today my ingredients are going to consist of 5 medium-sized onions. As you look over here, I've got a few ounces of butter. I've got a couple cloves of garlic, sprig of thyme. I've got a baguette here, and I've got some cheese, some Emmental. You can use Gruyere, you can use Emmental, any kind of French cheese that you so desire. Got back here some olive oil, some dry sherry. I've got a Tetra Pak of chicken stock, beef stock, as well as chicken stock, a combination. And I've got some flour back here, okay, which I'm going to be using. A couple teaspoons of flour to kind of give my ingredients a little body, a little thickness. So I'm going to be slicing the onions. I'm going to walk you through the process as to how to properly slice an onion. What I'm going to suggest to you is you ensure that you have a sharp knife. You've got your onion. You want to take a little piece off the end of it, all right? And you also want to go to the other side. As you can see, okay, the other side's got the stem which holds onto the onion. You don't want to totally remove that because you want to kind of keep the onion together. So you just kind of slice down about 1 inch away. So I'm just cutting away here, cutting my onions with my paring knife. And as you know, there are different types of knives, different length, different sizes. Right now, I'm just using my paring knife to slice away. Now, it's entirely up to you at what size knife you use. That will give you the best control over what it is that you're doing, because you don't want to be using a knife that's too large and you can't control it. More to peel here. So now I've got my pan on the stove here, or a little Dutch oven. This is perfect for doing onion soup. It's the thickness, the size, just perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little olive oil just to the base of the pan, and I'm going to be adding my onions. Just saute my onions. So at the moment, the stove is at a medium heat, okay? And it's a process that will take some time, and it will take time to caramelize. So don't think within yourself that I'm just going to turn the stove to high and try to caramelize it that way, because all you're going to do is burn your onions. All right, so medium heat, let it take its time. This will take roughly about 30 minutes. So it is important during the caramelization process that you continue. As you see, there's all these little brown bits on the bottom of the pan. See that? All those little brown bits? You want to ensure that you scrape all that up and continue to turn the onions over, because all that little brown flavor on the bottom is all the onions caramelizing. So we want to use our wooden spoon and just kind of scrape it all up, turn it over so the next lot can get caramelized, and that's how we're going to keep repeating the cycle till we get the whole thing caramelized. As you can see, it is turning a little brown. It's gonna get there. We just gotta be patient. All caramelized, nice and brown. Okay, it's just getting all the sugar out of the onions. And it's all caramelizing. That's the brown we're seeing there. Caramelized onions. So we just gotta continue to stir and just get all those flavory, tasty bits off the bottom. So as my onion soup cook away, I've got it just boiling. Look at that, just lots of bubbly niceness. All right, so one of the things that I seem to have overlooked slightly is a teaspoon of flour that I was supposed to add to the onions as it was caramelizing. So you should be adding a teaspoon of flour while you're caramelizing your onion, but somehow I overlooked that step. So what I did was just dissolve the flour in a little bit of water, get a strainer, and just strain it off into the onion soup and continue stirring. So we continue cooking away, and at this point I'm going to be adding my salt and pepper. I've got my teaspoon of salt and pepper here. I'm just going to add it and give it a stir. That looks absolutely delightful. And I'm just going to cover that and leave that for another 10 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm going to just check on my my croutons in the oven. All right. They're just toasting away. It's going to take a little bit more time, but I've certainly got to keep an eye on it because I don't want to burn it. Okay, so I'm going to check on my croutons, see how they're doing. And look at that, absolutely. Look at the color on those. Absolutely lovely. And I did turn over on the other side, so a beautiful color on both sides. So now we've got our onion soup all set, guys. The soup is all ready. It's all ready to be doled out in the bowl. Let me just move that away there. And I've got a nice friendly little ladle here. And I'm going to be ladling out a couple ladleful of soup. Look at that. That is absolute goodness. I'm just going to put some in my little bowl. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? Let's get that a nice full bowl of soup. Just pure heartiness. And here I'm just going to put, I've got my toasted croutons, all right? And I'm just going to size them and just drop a couple pieces on top. Let's just get them dropped on top. And we're going to place our cheese in there. Look at that. Isn't that delightful? Let's get that there. And we've got a couple slices of cheese. We're just going to put cheese on top. Cheese on top. I'm a cheese guy. I just love to have cheese on my onion soup. And at the moment, I've got my oven all pre-set on a high broil. And I'm just going to put this in the oven and allow the cheese to melt and for that goodness to just appear on top. Here we go. Just gonna put that in the oven, and we're gonna melt the cheese away. I don't want them to stick together. All right. Just gonna give that a few minutes. I'm gonna take my French onion soup out of the oven, but let me just turn it off first. And mind you, I've got it on broil. We've got our French onion soup all ready here, guys, looking absolutely delightful. We've got our cheesy, crusty, onion caramelized. It's just looking absolutely lovely. And I'm about to dig into this puppy. I'm just gonna just remove the garnish off the top there. Look at this, really nice and cheesy. Oh, it's so delicious.
I think Zuri Rose wants some.
I think so too. So if you like this episode and you'd like to see more, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll have the links down below in the description of all the items that we've used. So you have a good day, and we'll see you on the next episode.